Okay, now we are going to cover so how to upload artifact to Nexus using Jenkins. Okay, so there are two ways using Jenkins freestyle job. Okay, Jenkins Maven job or using Jenkins pipeline. So now we will cover how we can upload the artifact. Okay, so when we build the Java project, either it will create a jar or var. So in the real-time scenario, we maintain the versionings for each microservices. So for each version, so it will generate the, if you are doing the developing microservice in Java, so that build will be our jar file. That jar file we maintain the versions. So all the jar or var file we store we will store in the central location, so that jar file or microservice we can refer later. Okay, if you need, or how the development was done, or if you want to reverse that one, we can do. So that is advantage of Artifactory in DevOps. So Nexus is one of the Artifactory tool. Okay, there is one more tool that is JFrog. Okay, so these both tools are widely used for Artifactory. So here we will cover the Nexus. Okay, so what is a Nexus? So here how to set up the Nexus. This one here, this is the article I will share with you. So here we can set up any instance or Docker instance. You can set up Nexus repository. For this we need a Java. So here is explanation what is Artifactory in DevOps. So for, as I mentioned, for every project we maintain the, for every build we maintain the version. So whenever the build is jar is generated, we store all the jar or for Node.js, Python, all the reference we will keep in central location. That we call it as Artifactory. So later we can use for production or pre-production server or for testing. Suppose now we have generated the 1.1 version. And next week we are going to develop 1.11. And we have deployed that 1.11 jar. And we found that later we found that jar is not, there is a bug in that microservice. So if you want to revert that, you can refer that older one jar file from the Artifactory, and our application will run. Okay, that's one also we can use. So so also we can whatever the plugins or what details are used, that other information will hold. We can see in that project or Artifactory. Okay, in jar file also, that I will show you. So Nexus is one of the repository manager. So what is the Artifactory repository? So Artifact repository is a location where you can store all artifacts which are needed for the projects. So what is Nexus repository manager? It allows developer to collect, retrieve, manage our artifact. So basically Nexus repository helps us to host our repository. For example, Maven center repository. So we can use it to retrieve all the dependency. Okay, we can see the what type of dependencies are used in the previous microservice or jar or our Node.js, Python. So all we can see. Okay. So here for prerequisite, these are the prerequisite. We need OpenJDK, minimum CPU 4, of this one. So you can visit the official guide for Nexus repository manager. And here all the instructions are given, how to set up, for different OS using Docker also. Okay, in CPU also mention what CPU, minimum CPU is 4, recommended is 8 plus. Suppose if you get task to set up the Nexus Artifactory repository in your organization, so you can tell your project manager or any your infra team for Nexus, these are the requirements. Okay, and what memory is needed, how this requirement is shown here. Okay, JVM heap memory, what is JVM direct host. So all the requirement is there here. So as per this requirement, we did set up the Nexus repository. Okay, on the Ubuntu OS. So after doing this, all the steps. Okay, so I will share this link with you. So after these links, we can see our Nexus repository here, and default port is 8081. So here we can sign in. So admin give the password Nexus. Now we will cover how to upload artifact to Nexus using Jenkins. So here we have to go to the Jenkins, click on dashboard. Here, then we have to install so whatever you want to integrate with Jenkins. So first we have to install those plugins. Okay. So now we are integrating Nexus with Jenkins. So first we have to install the plugin. To install the plugin, we have to click on dashboard, click on manage Jenkins. Then after that, click on manage plugin. Then here we have to select available, and here already I have installed. So here we can check. We can check here Nexus. So I have installed this plugin, Nexus Artifact Uploader. So about this plugin, we can see detailed explanation here. Plugins.jenkins.io Nexus Artifact Uploader, what it does. So it support Nexus 2.31. We have installed Nexus 3, and all the information about this, how we can use this one, this one is mentioned here. So first we have installed this Nexus Artifact Uploader plugin. Okay. So after that, we have created a job, new item, this Maven job. Here, after that, before that, we have to add the Nexus credential. Okay. To add the Nexus credential, here we have to select manage Jenkins, then configure system. Here we have added the Nexus repository details. After installing this Nexus Artifactory Uploader, okay, so this will show. Let me cross check. This one will show. Here we have to add the Nexus, this Nexus repository manager details, this URL, port number, and credential. Okay. Credential here we can add from here. To add the credential also, here you can go manage Jenkins, manage credential. Here I have added the Nexus admin and password. Nexus one. Here we can just edit out this one. So after that, I have created a Maven job, this one. So click on configure. Then in source code management, let's add the description. So here I have added the then after that source code management, here I have given the same repo, then credential, then branch is made. Then after that, given the pom.xml location, then clean package. So after this clean package, so jar will generate. Okay. And after that, in the post step, we have to add the Nexus Artifactory uploader. Okay. So to add this one, so here we have the option add post build step. Here we can check here. Here already we have added. So already we have added that steps. That's why it's not showing. So let me check. Okay, here we have to select Nexus Artifact Uploader. Okay, so here I have selected the Nexus Artifact Uploader, this block. Okay, then it will check Nexus version. So Nexus version, we have to add your Nexus version. Okay, our Nexus version is Nexus 3. Okay, here Nexus 3 OS, Nexus OSS 3.37. That's why Nexus 3 protocol HTTP. Here we can hide here also a URL, Nexus URL. So this is our Nexus URL port number 8081. Then after that, we have to add the credential group ID. So group ID, we have to add the pom. Here we have to fetch value from the pom.xml. So here we have to add this parameter. So here we have to add the Nexus version, protocol, Nexus URL, credential, group ID, version, repository of this one. So these information we can found. So these are the Jenkins variables. Okay. So here you can find POM group ID. Okay. So POM group ID, you can this will fetch from the pom.xml. So here we can go click on pom.xml, group ID this one, pom.mycompany.app. So this will fetch value from here. So this is the variable, Jenkins variable. So every GitLab also we have the variable. So Jenkins we have the variable POM group ID. So here, if you go here, let's copy this one. This value. Okay. So Jenkins variable, let's check. So these are the environment variable. So, okay. So it will fetch from the pom.xml file. Okay. So I will send you a specific link for that variables. So here pom.group ID it will fetch from the pom.xml. Okay. Here we have already given the pom.xml file. So this will fetch value from this group ID. Then next variable is version. So this will fetch from this one version. After that, next value is here repository. Here we have the option. So here we have given the Maven snapshots. So before that, in Nexus, here we have different repository. Okay, like Maven Central, Maven Public, Maven Release, Maven Snapshot. Okay, so this one. So now we will use this Maven Snapshot. So other repository we will cover in the next session and what are their uses. Here you can go to log into the Nexus. Here we can see there are different repositories also. They have also blob storage repositories, then container selector. These are all the different one, the rules permission. You can explore more. Here you can select browse, upload. So here we are selecting Maven snapshot. Then here we have to add the artifact one, like this add. So here we have the artifact details. So pom.artifact ID. So this value fetch from same my app. Then after that pom packaging. So pom packaging is a jar. Okay, so here we can select one. Sometime we can add this pom packaging in pom.xml, whether you want to generate jar or where, that expertise you define. So here we have not defined. So here pom packaging. Like you can define var or jar. So by default, it will generate the jar file. If you want to define build the var file, then explicitly you want to mention in the pom.xml file. Okay. So here here we are generating jar. That's why we have not mentioned. Okay. So it will pick the what the pom packaging. After that, here file. Where is your jar file? So this is your my app target. Here it will select the pom artifact ID, pack version, and pom packaging. So this will pick this one, my app version, pom packaging. This is the app name, version, packaging. So this will pick a file and it will upload to the Nexus. This credential here we have given. Okay. So here I have already did this one. Let's delete existing one. I have a snapshot. Let me delete folder. So here click on Maven snapshot. Here you can see nothing is here. No components asset found. Now we will build this job. All details we have given. here. Now we will do the apply. Then save. Now we will build this job. So after this build, so artifact will show here. Okay. Now nothing is here. So let's click on build. Let's go to the check the console output. Here check a building is project is getting built. All dependencies are downloaded. Test is done. Build is success. Jar is created here. My app 1.0 snapshot.jar. Now next is uploading artifact. Okay. After that, it found upload artifact. This one jar started. He found that group ID, artifact ID, and classifier upon packaging is jar. Okay. Then this is a version, file name. Then repository is Maven snapshot. Then it is all is downloading. Download this all the XML file, uploading jar, and this all is complete. Uploading this jar is completed. We got success message. Now let's go to the Nexus repository manager. Let's refresh this page. Now we can see the jar is uploaded to the Nexus Artifactory. Here, all the project dependency, whatever, all the uploaded here. Here we can go com, my company app, my app, snapshot. Here, jar is here. After that, MD5, security one, then XML file. So all the dependency what. So whenever we need this jar, so here we can download this one. If you click on here, here we have the option to download. Here we can download the jar, and this jar we can run manually. Okay, or using Docker also we can create Docker, upload this jar file. This one we can do. So that's in the real-time scenario. So this is a standard practice. So whenever the each microservice, we maintain the versions. So for each version microservice, we do the builds, and that build, one copy we upload to this artifact or the dependency, it will show here. So that will store in the central location. So that we will call it as a artifact. So this is all about the Jenkins Nexus integration.